Right, let's see where this goes. It's been a while since I did one of these. I don't really know why. I think if I'm honest, the novelty just wore off. I've got bored of it all, but I can't imagine why anybody would want to watch it, because it's the same old all the time. I think if I could sum up the past, and it might be 2 weeks since the last one of these, if I could sum it up, it's probably been just learning the rules of the game. I seem to have done nothing but ring people up, or ring hospitals up. Not chasing appointments, just chasing information, just what's going to happen next, and when will I know, and who's doing what. I think probably that some of the last videos I was told that it hadn't been decided, they hadn't had this SMDT meeting. One of my consultants said that no, it wasn't a foregone conclusion that they were going to do the cystectomy and take the bladder. It was all still up in the air until they had the meeting. Then the meeting was cancelled, then another meeting was cancelled, and it's just been like that. It's getting a bit frustrating. Well, it was frustrating, and it's just been a case of just, I suppose, just getting my head around it, if that makes any sense. That it is going to be a long game. At the start of it, I just presumed I'd be either doing chemo by now, or I'd be having an operation by now, that I'd be on nurse recovery, I'd be back at work by Christmas. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's not going to happen. Because the NHS doesn't work like that, and I don't know if it's COVID or what's going on. Oh, COVID haircut, by the way. I don't know what it is. Nobody seems to be in a rush to do anything, and why would they be? It's not them that's going through it. I'm going through it. I'm not going through anything really compared to a lot. Again, same old, still not sleeping. Yeah, still up anything between 20 minutes and an hour and a half, I suppose. I've had times where I've done an hour and a half sleep, and it's felt like I've been asleep for weeks. But then there's been nights where I've just done 20 minutes. I've had a few blockages since last did a video. So nothing's changed. I suppose the exhaustion is catching up. Yeah, exhaustion's catching up. I've struggled a bit at work. I've had to limit what I can do in one place, because I just get breathless. I think I've spoken about that before, and I still don't quite understand that. I did speak to the specialist nurse yesterday about it, and she seems to think it could be a post-op thing, that because it was, well, she said it was quite traumatic what I went through after the op with the whole Godzilla scenario, that it just could have affected my lungs, or I don't know. But it's hard, and it's hard because I've seen farriers do this where they get out of breath, and it's I don't know. It's not the image you want to put across. The image you want to put across is sort of, yeah, I can handle it and fit and healthy, I can carry on working, no problem at all. But even a minute, I'm even struggling to start to doubt myself that I can do the job, and that's going to be the hard thing. So mental health wise, tough week. Yeah, I've had days this week where I've just gone to bed at sort of 8 o'clock, half 8, 9 o'clock. Knowing I'm not really going to sleep, I'm going to be there for an hour, but just to get away from it all, just yeah, I don't know why. Just exhaustion, I suppose. Thinking if I can get an hour's sleep every hour for 10 hours, even though I'm waking up, it might just, I don't know, add up to a full night's sleep. Doesn't seem to be working. But hey, anyway, that's pretty much a sum of what's been going on for the past, God knows, I've had to start chasing a bit of work as well. people have been really good, because like I said at the start, I was expecting to have been under treatment by now, but and I've been telling people as such, so they've booked other farriers in, but I've just been letting people know that I am still here, I am still working, and bless a lot of them, they've said okay, fine, no problem, please come and do ours, we want you to carry on doing it, so at least the income's still coming in. Finally, this SMDT meeting, the specialist multidisciplinary team meeting, happened on Tuesday. I was expecting a phone call. Oh, nicely, the consultant rang me on Monday, so, and told me everything that had been going on for the past however many weeks, which I already knew, didn't tell me anything new. And I'd got a meeting, another appointment booked on Wednesday afternoon. So it's that patient, telephone consult. They're all telephone consults now because we're back in lockdown. Waited, no phone call. Rang them up, left a message. Didn't return the phone call until I rang them the following lunchtime, so Thursday lunchtime, and was told the specialist nurse I was speaking to, had to go home for family reasons, but was going to ring me from home, and she did, to be fair, and told me what had happened in the meeting, this is the be all and end all meeting where they're going to decide what's going to happen. And bizarrely, what's going to happen is they're going to give me the choice to decide what I do. The chemo is a formality. Whatever happens, chemo will be first on the list, and with any luck I shall get an appointment to go and speak to the oncologist next week. So the appointment will come through next week. I should possibly see him the week after or the week after that, and then chemo may start the week after that or the week after that. So I'm still looking 4 weeks before anything starts. So this specialist meeting, they've decided, well, when I was speaking to the nurse, she said I could end up having chemo twice a week for a month. I could have it once a week for 2 months. I could have it once a fortnight for 4 months. Who knows? So they've decided nothing on there. Then the next bit kicks in then, and this is where my decision comes in, that the choice then is to have a cystectomy, take the bladder away and have the stoma bag, or to have radiotherapy and keep the bladder. Now apparently this is my choice. I have got to decide which is going to be best for me. Outcomes exactly the same. When they talk about outcomes, they talk statistical outcomes. The specialist nurse yesterday didn't put any numbers on it, and they're talking 5-year survival rates, don't they? So outcomes are exactly the same for radiotherapy or get rid of the bladder. So it comes down to personal choice. I pointed out I'm not qualified to make this choice. That it is bizarre that these guys have been through 7 years of medical school, however many years as a junior doctor. They are now consultants, they are now part of a specialist team, and they're leaving the decision to me. I don't know. The nurse basically told me I've now got to become an expert, look into every aspect, every possibility of what could happen either way, so I can make an informed decision. I haven't bothered yet, but until this is another meeting I've got to have. I have to have a meeting with the pelvic surgical team at QE, because they will do the operation. But the nurse was perfectly honest. She said when you see the oncologist, he will tell you that the radiotherapy is the way forwards. They will kill the cancer with the radiotherapy. It won't come back because they are the best. Yeah, whatever. Apologies. And then when you speak to the surgeons will tell you theirs is the best way. Theirs is the only way. Radiotherapy won't work. The only way is to do surgery, because that's how they work. That's their thing, and I sort of get that. So they're going to scrap over me, but then leave the decision to me. I'm 99%. 98%, 97, 96, in the 90s, decided that they can just take the bladder out. I'd sort of got my head around that to start off with anyway, right at the very beginning, and it was only consultants saying that that hadn't been decided that sort of wavered me. And then coming back tomorrow saying the same thing, it was my decision that, and she wouldn't answer the question. So why would I choose to have the bladder taken out? Why would I choose to become not normal? I'm sure the better option is to keep the bladder and carry on, but I don't know. There are side effects apparently to radiotherapy, but I haven't looked into it, and when I speak to the ologist next week, the oncologist, then things will become clearer. The only thing that the specialist nurse yesterday said was that there is a risk that what they describe as frequency and urgency could increase. It couldn't increase any more than it is already, and that's the bit that's killing me. So if that's going to get worse potentially, and would be a lifelong thing, I can't be doing that bit. So at the minute, unless they persuade me otherwise, which it doesn't sound like they're going to try and, that's the way I shall go, and just get it over and done with, hopefully. The other thing that apparently if I have the radiography, I have to have that freaking camera thing stuck up me once every 3 or 4 months to check it hasn't come back. There's no way I'm having that again. I don't want that. So at the minute I am very heavily steered towards the operation, but that won't happen until I finish the chemo. So it's bizarre how long these things take. It's doing my head in. So, but I've just got to wait now. So I'm now waiting for 2 letters. One to come through from the oncologist, one to come through from the pelvic surgery team. Chemo will start first, and then I've got the length of time of that chemo to make my mind up as to whether I go for surgery or I have the radiotherapy. I think that was how it was going to work. So yeah, that's what it is. And in the meantime, I carry on, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Oh shit! I don't know what else to say. But it is what it is. Just carry